Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Doctor Strange figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And a very quick look at the back of the box. All right, let's get them open. All right, abracadabra, my G's. I've got Dr. Stephen Strange, aka Doctor Strange, out of the package here. And I think Mezco did a very good job on this figure. I think they hit a home run here. I'm pretty pleased with this guy. I was messing around with him quite a bit before I started recording. I think this head sculpt looks really good. I think the costume looks great. The colors are vibrant. There's a lot of nice textures in the costume. I like what they did with the cloak. Everything seems like it's on point here. Back when Mezco was still granting interviews, I had spoke with Pierre and asked them if it was their intention to do some team building, and I expressed my desire to see them complete an Illuminati in Mezco, for Mezco. And we got Doctor Strange here. We got Iron Man on the way. We'll be getting a Black Panther. So hopefully at some point we'll see Reed Richards. We'll see a Namor, Professor X, and we already got Black Bolt coming too. He was teased with Lockjaw. So looks like maybe we may get Illuminati and Mezco, at least Mezco's take on the Illuminati. You know me, I'm all about the universe building and team building and world building within each particular brand, basically, you know, because I don't want to mix and match too much. But anyway, I think this guy looks great. Let's get into his accessories. Let's actually take a closer look at his head sculpt and deco before I start swapping on his accessories and different hands and all of that good stuff. But I really do think they nailed this head sculpt. I think it looks beautiful. It looks like a rendition of Doctor Strange that jumped right off of the pages of a classic Doctor Strange comic book. And you can see the Eye of Agamotto there right in the center of his chest. And his shirt here is like a mesh, but there are some different textures within the shirt, sort of like a faux leather here and some different designs. And he's got his little sash that has some little sparkly paint on there. Doctor Strange got style, man. He's out here styling on them, and you can see more designs there on the back. And then he's got his designer stretch pants. He's looking like a white lady on 96th Street, but everything's looking very, very nice. When I first saw the figure, I thought this sort of mesh material was covering his entire foot, but if you look here at the bottom, there is hard plastic here, so that was a nice touch. I really do like what they did here, man. He's looking very, very nice. But out of the package, he comes with 2 fists. And interesting here, they've packed in all different hands. No 2 hands are alike except the fists. So you've got this left hand where he's pointing with 2 fingers, and then you got this right hand where he's doing the Illuminati basically symbol. But these are like magic hands, or again, this one can be used for pointing or whatever you want, or it could be something not safe for work. And I thought this was very interesting. If you look, the Eye of Agamotto is open here on his chest. This can actually be removed. There's a little peg there, and then you can replace it with one where the eye is closed. Put that in there, right? Boom. And that was a nice touch. And then he's packed in with a couple of magical effects. You can see this is sort of like a aqua blue. You can see it's a little more or a little less vibrant here with the colors toward the part that would be attached to his hand. So it looks like the energy is kind of emitting from his hand and getting stronger as it goes outward. You can see a little star in the middle there, and you can see some different swiggles and swirls and things on there. It looks good. Looks better than the Marvel Legends ones, that's for sure, but it does look very similar to the Marvel Legends ones, just more detailed, better. It's a soft, pliable plastic here at this part, because this is the part that attaches to his hands, and it's a little more tough towards the front. I'll get these on in a second, but they look good. It doesn't seem like there's any right or wrong way to apply these. You just gotta kind of stick it on there as you see fit, or whatever way it works. But yeah, there's that. Like I said, you could just kind of, there you go, but you get the picture. And then taking a look at his cloak, which is very nice, really nice material. It looks good, looks like it'll photograph really nicely. It feels really nice to the touch. It feels like it's silk or something like that. Obviously that's not what it is, but it's good material, and they've done some really nice things here. There is actually some little magnets here at the top that allows it to clasp together there, but there's also bendy wire in here too at certain portions. A very thin bendy wire in here, so you can manipulate this in the front. I don't know if it's through the bottom like that. No, it's just down here, down the seam. But let me get this on them. Yeah, there we go. So the bendy wire is here down the seam, and then there's some right at the collar as well. I mean, you're gonna have to do some finagling to make it look nice and make it look how you want it. And you know, as I was messing around with him before I started recording, I hadn't taken out the cloak yet. So this is me actually messing with this for the first time in real time here. And this is an issue that I've had with other figures as far as bendy wire being in the cloak, where they don't go the full distance and put it through the entire rim of the cloak or the cape. You know, I had the same issue with one of the Batman figures that came out recently, and it's the same thing here with Doctor Strange. So while there is bendy wire here on the seam, I wish it was throughout the entire rim. And let's sort of look at that with the two magic effects on there and the cloak kind of flowing in the wind. But you know, there's a lot of possibilities here. Definitely a lot of fun factor, a lot of playability. I do wish he actually came with more. There is actually one more accessory that he has, and that's this little astral projection, which looks pretty cool. There's a clip here. Now I'm not sure if you're supposed to clip this to his arm or what. On the back of the box they have it just kind of sitting behind them. I don't know how they had it clipped on there though. I'm not sure what they did. I'm gonna have to mess with this a little bit more and figure it out. That's the way it could go. But this was a nice touch, and this was cool. I could see a lot of playability with this as well. You know what? I'm an idiot, and I didn't realize that there was actually a magnet here on his chest as well. So you can attach the cape right to his chest. I had the cloak completely covering the eye of Agamotto, but you don't have to do that. You can even pull this out a little bit and stick the cape under there and tuck it under. So it's a lot of different options here. You know, I was messing around with them after, and then I was looking on the back of the box and realizing how stupid it looked. But yeah, a lot of options, man. This was a really nice touch. I'm glad I caught that before I completely finished the video. But yeah, I do wish he had one more alternate head and maybe one more set of hands. I do know that there's another Doctor Strange with a more modern look that's supposed to be coming out. I believe that's the one that has the globe accessory packed in with him. So now I'm really tempted to get that one. I wasn't really actually hard pressed to get that version, but now that I've seen this guy and I like the way he came out, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the other one, I guess, for more options for swapping the head. But yeah, let's go over his articulation. So head and neck move independently of each other. The head moves independently on the neck, so you get a pretty good range of motion. You can get them to look up and down, left and right, and pivot. There's a very nice range of motion on the head. Shoulders are going to come up pretty far, so about right there. You can get his arms to go up and back pretty far before you start to stress the material on his shirt. Oh, and I didn't mention that I had folded his collar down when I put his cloak on. So yeah, you can move the collar how you see fit and fix it and pop it up, pop his collar up or put it down. There's no problem doing that. This is another one of my gripes, is that I wish Mezco would start giving their figures double jointed elbows. If he had double jointed elbows and he could put his arm up to his face and just have more range of motion on the arms, that would be great. But there's a single joint there and a swivel and a hinge on the wrist. You do get upper torso articulation left to right, and it'll move back and forth slightly. You get more articulation in the lower abdomen. You can move them down a little bit. You can move them back, not too far. That's another thing. Mezco needs to update their bucks and give you more abdomen and more upper torso articulation. But he can turn left to right here at the waist as well. The leg is going to come up about that far, split not too far. It's funny because his pants look like they kind of looks like he's sagging here, but oh, his pants is off. What the? Look at that. His drawers. All right, that's better. And then you can put his shirt down over his pants and then fix his sash. All right, so that's better, but you're still not going to get the greatest split. But you do get a double jointed knee. You get a swivel and a hinge and a pivot on the foot. And that's another thing I wish Mezco would implement deeper ankle pivots. This one is actually pretty good. This is probably one of the best that I've seen. This is the best that I've seen for an ankle pivot. All right, so they did a good job there. This might be something new here because you definitely get a really nice range of motion on these feet. I kind of wish Deadpool and some other characters had this range in the lower foot. So good job there, but I'm concerned about these pants. Look at that. His pants is literally hanging off of his waist, and I don't know that I can really move them up and keep them up. But basic articulation, we need more articulation in the upper torso and double jointed elbows moving forward. All right, I think I got his pants all the way pulled up. A couple quick size comparisons. You can see the Mezco Punisher on the left, and you can see the Mezco Deadpool on the right. And Doctor Strange is pretty tall. This might be a new buck here that they have introduced. It's a more slender, taller buck. You can see he's taller than Punisher and taller than Deadpool here. So I think that looks pretty good. And there he is next to the Soap Studio Ra's al Ghul in his ninja gear and his League of Shadows gear. I reviewed that 2-pack last night, so if you haven't checked out that video, you should. And on the right is the Marvel Legends Doctor Strange, one of them. You can see this Marvel Legend looks like a freaking Happy Meal toy next to this Doctor Strange, and you can see the head sculpts are light years apart, and there's no point in trying to swap out because the Mezco Doctor Strange head is noticeably larger. And there he is next to the SH Figure Art Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the Marvel Legends Dormammu Build-A-Figure. So yeah, I'd like to see them expand on the world of Doctor Strange and maybe give us a Wong or maybe give us their version of Dormammu. That would be cool. But like I said, I am interested to get the next version of Doctor Strange that's supposed to be coming out. And I really do hope that they continue on this trend and give us a complete Illuminati. I don't know if that's their intentions. I have no clue if what I said influenced them in any way, but I do know that they absolutely looking at the reviews of some of the top influencers in the community. And so I hope they see this, and I hope they know that this figure actually came out really nice, and I want to see them continue on in this direction. I will break out the Joker figure, I guess, for Instagram or something like that. I'm interested to see how the Joker figure looks next to Doctor Strange because I'm just not sure if this is a new buck. Let me break them out now. And there you go, final size comparison. On the left we have the Mezco Batman Beyond, and on the right the Mezco Deluxe Joker. And Doctor Strange still seems like he may be the tallest, so I'm not really sure. But his buck looks the closest to Joker's. But then again, I'm still not sure because his arms rest at the side a little bit more. So maybe it's something new. Not 100% sure on that. But I will say that this figure came out very, very nice. It's one I would highly recommend if you can get him for retail. He is officially supposed to be dropping in the next week or two, I guess. I guess Mezco should start sending out their orders in the next week or two. So if you can still get them for a reasonable price, I would. I think this is one that's definitely going to go up pretty high on a secondary market. So get them while you can. As always, thanks for hanging out. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell down there. And until next time, peace.